Is Michael Jordan ever going to stop talking about basketball? No, he's not. As long as Michael Jordan's talking about basketball, as long as Shaq's talking about basketball, I'm going to talk about Hairspray whether you like it or not.
And she turns to me and says, you need to mind your business. You don't know what's going on. And when she stumbled back, their whole family got up and attacked my mom, and they all started punching her.
Let's just settle the debate. I'm the one for Zac Efron.
I only had that one time in West Virginia. Never had it again, but honestly, I don't need to because it was that good. It's amazing they won.
Bye. Guess what? We're not friends. I blocked you. Bye-bye. Toodles.
Oh, hey, it's Allie. You know, that girl who kept sending you harassing DMs in 5th grade, asking you out, no matter how many times you rejected her. That girl. Welcome back, everyone, to the new episode of What Hyperfixation is Allie gonna make us sit and listen to today? And let me tell you, I've got quite a treat for you guys. As you can tell, my appearance not the greatest at the moment, but I just really needed to hop on here and talk about this because if I hold it in any longer, I think I might just explode. So today we're going to be talking about Nikki Blonsky.
I can hear the bells, just hear them chiming.
Stay with me for a minute. If you're saying to yourself, who is that? Don't worry, because we are about to learn a lot of information about her, most of which you probably didn't ever want to know, but here we are. I have to learn about it, so do you. So everyone get your notebooks ready and let's get to it.
You can stop an avalanche as it races down the hill.
I'm pretty aware of the fact that my For You page on TikTok is cursed. And I know that that's like a fun little thing that people like to say, but I think that there might genuinely be something wrong with mine. I have taken it to the doctor and he's not really sure what's going on with her. So we're just gonna have to wait it out. But recently I've been seeing an uproar of Nikki Blonsky cameos. If you go into TikTok and search that, you're gonna be graced with just the most beautiful canvas that I think has ever existed on the internet.
It's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. It's Nikki Blonsky, and I know you hear that. Never ever settle. See? The song wanted to make an appearance. Your girls reached out to me and told me about your incident and how you have had quite the time. You got bit by
a seagull at the beach.
They wanted me to make up a song for you. Feel better soon. Take care of your finger. I don't know.
But as I was scrolling through, I started to come across some disturbing information. The thing that launched Nikki Blonsky to stardom was Hairspray. And if you guys haven't seen that movie, it's probably one of the greatest films of all time. I just want to preface everything I'm about to say with the fact that her name is tied so heavily to that movie. Not her fault. I mean, if I was in that movie, I would never talk about anything else ever again for the rest of my life. So let's just start with a little bit of a history lesson, shall we? Nikki Blonsky was born on November 9th, 1988. And that's right, you guessed it, the Big Apple, Great Neck, New York. Ever heard of it? Good thing it's not that important to the story. So, like most actors who didn't come from an already famous family, because, you know, nepotism is alive and well, she developed a love for the arts at a very young age. She was involved in a lot of theater productions before eventually making her big acting debut in Hairspray in 2007. Like I said, literally the role of a lifetime. I mean, not only is she getting to be the star of the movie, but she's getting to be a star in a movie with Zac Efron and Queen Latifah. I don't think that it's a secret that I love Hairspray. And, you know, I think the reason I was always so drawn to Hairspray, especially growing up, was because of the character Tracy. Tracy Turnblad, insane name, by the way. Our girl really had everything going against her. Truly embodies individuality. What I mean by that is, yes, she's a plus size queen. We love to see it. And that's representation that I immediately identify with because, you know. And despite how you may or may not feel, representation for anyone, no matter who you are, is very important. So I hold a very special place in my heart for a lot of characters actually, but Tracy Turnblad is really up there. And I genuinely believe that a lot of people associated Nikki with that message. Because from what I've seen, that's exactly the kind of persona she was trying to portray. Which is what makes what she did in 2008 a lot more upsetting.
In a fight in the airport, make sure I'm correct, with the star from Hairspray, the movie.
So let's get into this because This was a whole situation. I don't remember this happening. I've never heard about this. I've never seen anything about this. But apparently this is something that's been known. And I've seen like comments before of people talking about how Nikki Blonsky's racist. But in this case, I definitely think that it's probably appropriate. So it's 2008. And I'm not super familiar with America's Next Top Model. There was a model on the show named Bianca Golden. Bianca and Nikki somehow end up at an airport together and they're with their families. I'm not going to get into the details of it. There are tons of videos and articles out there about it, including a video where Bianca tells her side of the story. And I also found an article where Nikki told her side of the story. Spoiler alert, very conflicting statements. Essentially what ended up happening was Nikki's dad ended up assaulting Bianca's mom. A brawl ensued. So there were some assault charges being pressed. I'm not sure what happened with it. I'm sure that it was all resolved at some point. But the important thing for us to note is that that happened. Which is crazy. Like, that's a crazy thing. I mean, this was like right on the heels of Hairspray. She was at her peak when this was happening.
It's Nikki Blonsky here.
Okay, now we're gonna get into a little more goofy territory with her. One thing that Nikki loves to do is post on Twitter. And at some point, I think that she must have finally come to the conclusion that she's not as important as she thinks she is. And no one really cares that she was in one movie that did pretty well. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially for a lot of child actors. I mean, you go from being at the height of your career, making out with Zac Efron left and right, we'll get into that later, to just nothing. And yes, she does still have a pretty strong fan base. I didn't realize this, but I've been following her since like 2020. I had no idea. I see her TikTok lives a lot, but I usually scroll past them because she's always blabbing about something. And when I say blabbing, I'm talking like she's speaking, but she's definitely not present.
His 21st birthday.
If you're picking up what I'm putting down. At some point, she just starts spamming tweets, tagging all of these different celebrities, and at the beginning of every tweet is some variation of
Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray.
And that has extreme importance in the history of the internet. I really don't know why it's so interesting to me. Like, Lady Gaga doesn't care that you were in Hairspray, Nikki. Actually, she might, but I know Bruno Mars doesn't. She's trying to form all of these relationships with all of these famous people. Basically, it's not working. Luckily, she has her bestie she can fall back on, Zac Efron.
I'm on the couch
And I'm making him a sandwich.
Now, I don't really know how Zac feels about her. I've never really seen him like speak about this at all, but it's just kind of weird to me, so I kind of want to talk about it. She has this like weird relationship with him in the sense that it feels like
Zac is one of my best friends.
she's kind of...
Do you think that he and Vanessa will go the distance and get married? Not yet, just eventually.
No.
Okay.
Love you, girl, but it ain't happening. I know him real well. I love him real well, but...
Oh, you're a good, funny girl.
This is just on a whole nother level. I found a clip of an interview that they were doing to promote Hairspray. This was also around the time that Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens were together or engaged or whatever they were doing. And
you know what? I do have to say, I think me and Nikki got a thing. I don't know what it is.
Quick one?
A quick one?
All right.
Let's do it, Tracy. Come on, baby.
yeah, it's kind of... I don't want to say gross because that sounds really mean, but it's a little gross. It just feels awkward. I don't need to see that. You could keep that to yourself, actually. I'm good. Flash forward to 2013 when Zac was dealing with his rehab issues and Nikki just puts on an Oscar-worthy performance.
What went through your mind? Picked up the phone. What'd you say to him? I love you. Sorry. He's a wonderful guy and he is super strong. So nothing could take him down.
Any ailment that I could ever develop, I think that this video would cure it.
What's up? It is Nikki. I am finishing day 3 of CauseCon. It's been amazing.
Every couple of years, she just does something crazy. She's not even doing it on purpose. That being said, we had a few quiet years, and then in 2019 she posted a video on her Snapchat story, which I think that's pretty funny in and of itself. But she posted a hotel tour of a place that she was staying at in West Virginia.
This place is just mind-blowing. That's amazing.
Now, to the untrained eye, this looks like a totally normal video. But when you actually take the 15 seconds to watch the full video, this woman is just amazed by the most basic things.
Gorgeous West Virginia. Oh my God, look at those mountains. That's amazing.
Like, girl, why are you so interested by that 32-inch TV?
I think everybody needs a TV that big. I'm just saying.
And in the very minimal research that I've done, I found a painting that someone did of Nikki Blonsky's hotel room, and I just think that it's really funny, and I really just had to share it. And this is kind of what I was talking about before, but like every time the world forgets about her, she comes up with something. So in 2020, she posted TikTok singing to that song, the song that everyone was using in 2020 to kind of, you know. I remember being pretty shocked by this, specifically because at that point, the only knowledge that I had associated with her was Tracy Turnblad. So I'm not thinking about her. I'm thinking about Tracy getting down. I think that if Hairspray had a sequel, she's dumping Link, she's running off with Penny. I can't put that in. I gotta cut that out. That's crazy. And basically, radio silence again for the next 5 years, and that brings us to present day with the cameos that I mentioned earlier.
Well, your favorite is Run and Tell That, and you know what? Nobody can sing it like my buddy Elijah Kelly.
It does feel kind of mean sometimes. I think that people are definitely trolling her at this point, but she always does it because you know what? That girl's gonna get her check. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching this. Sorry it was kind of a mess. I just have to get it out. It's not healthy to hold it in. If you liked it, cool. If not, keep it to yourself. As always, I'm gonna go ahead and check out Cameo for completely unrelated reasons. I'll see you guys later. Bye.